Hello everyone. So here we are. My brother is down from Devon. This is my other brother, David. My mum is in the wheelchair looking at me going, oh no, because I'm filming her. We took her out because it was a nice day. This Anthony you've seen before, my other brother. His dog is the brown one. That's Felix. The little Jack Russell is Russ, and the other dog, who's kind of brown and black mixed, which you probably will see in a minute, that's B. So those two dogs belong to David, my brother that's up from Devon, that's sitting down, you can see there. So, and then here we are. That was just a quick video. Here we are having a walk last night in the woods. So this is me obviously filming the woods. This is where we used to live. This is Langley Park. And we're just taking the dogs. That's B. That's my sister-in-law, Jane, holding her on a lead, and Russ is going off in front. And you know, it was like our playground really. Even my brother said it's weird coming back and seeing all of this. So this is us sort of going through the gates into the park and the woods and stuff. And there's a section, if I remember which bit it is, I'll point it out, but there's a section here of trees that are kind of medieval, and if you sort of walked in a straight line through the trees, you'd come to what was the Mansion House, which is now a luxury hotel and spa. But I can remember it, so can my brother, from when we were kids, as just being the Mansion House. We just used to call it the Mansion House. Look at the dogs here going absolutely nuts. But this was sort of 6 o'clock, maybe a bit later in the evening, and the smell of the woods is just so good, so good. And I don't get to spend a lot of time with my brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and because they live in Devon, we don't see them as much, so I try to spend as much time as possible with them, and I love being with the dogs as well. Just in attaching their leads here, because there's a little section where you have to have them on leads. But there's still quite a lot of greenery, although the leaves are starting to fall a bit now. But I love walking through here, the smell of it. As my sister-in-law said, forest bathing. I said yes, forest bathing, I love it. And you can't hear it because obviously I've taken the audio off and I'm talking over. But there was lots of jays and stuff in the trees around here. And you could hear them, you know, flying over. You got rhododendron bushes on the right hand side here too. But it's just so nice. I can almost smell it even now, just actually like recording this over. And you've got nice sort of bench seats and stuff that you can sit on if you want to. So I'm hoping tonight I might be able to go out with them as well for another quick walk, because they go home tomorrow, Tuesday. So it always makes me laugh, Rusty's little legs. He's only a dinky little dog, but he's feisty. Oh yes, he can be funny with strangers, but Jack Russells can sometimes be a bit like that, but you know, he's okay. And both of these dogs, Russ was from the RSPCA, and he's got twisted front feet. His front feet bend outwards the wrong way, but as you can see, he manages really well. They just have to keep his feet in between his pads with cream and stuff on, just help him out. And B, who you can see here, They rescued her from Romania. So she's a Romanian doggy. Don't actually know what she is. She looks like she might have some German Shepherd in her. Look at this, guys. These great big trees, look, that are being held up by supports. This is the part, I think, that if you were, instead of going straight on, if you went to the left and went walking through, I think that's the medieval part of the woods. But yeah, I've had her over a year now, Bee. You know, she was really scared at first, and she's still a little bit timid, but she's doing really good. I mean, bless her, from, you know, being on the streets in Romania. So yeah, it's lovely that they rescued her from there, really. And you know, her and Russ are big friends. Here they said meet another dog, and they're like, hello, hello. This lady said that her little dog didn't want to go home as he was trying to follow follow us. Oh dear, it's so funny. But at least they're friendly with other dogs. It's so nice through here. But this is where I'm going to start doing walks on my own as well. I mean, obviously I wouldn't come here in the evening on my own. There's a gate that just goes through there, and these are all like rhododendron bushes. When they're out in flower, they are stunning all the way along here. And there's an area called the Arboretum, which we don't go into on this walk, but that is full of rhododendrons as well, and they just look so nice. See, look at me dangling behind these two because they can walk quicker than me. Well, they're more used to it in Devon, you know, but it's still lovely. Now we're coming to a sort of more open bit. Off goes Russ. I mean, you know, he gets along well with those dodgy legs of his, bless him. But it's lovely to just spend time with my brother and sister-in-law because, yeah, being in Devon, it's difficult. My brother works full-time. He works for Royal Mail. He's worked for them for 30-odd years, I think it is now. You know, almost. Not straight from school, but almost. I think he had one other job before he worked for Royal Mail. So this is the open space part. We call it just the open space area in the park. We used to play all around here, and that building that's got like the fences around it, that used to be the old toilet block. I don't know what they use it for now or are going to do with it, but it did used to be the old toilet block. And you can walk all along there and up and over the open space part. But it's nice for me to be able to walk, you know, because I need to lose weight, so exercise is always good, even if I'm behind them. Like they said, doesn't matter, you know, you're still walking. Look how dead and everything looks with some of the heat that we've had here. But there's always this strange feeling, I suppose, because I just remember the things we did as kids here. Because there was this park and Black Park, which is kind of across the road. Basically, there's two separate parks, but we lived in Langley Park before we moved to Black Park, 'cause my dad worked in forestry but they wanted him to do a slightly different job than he was doing when we lived at Langley Park, this particular park. So we moved to Black Park so that he was more able to do that other job. So yeah, but I love this. And it's just, I suppose it's like the whole nostalgic thing, isn't it, of remembering when you were a kid. my brother says about like the changes and that, because he noticed it more, even more so than I will, because of not being up here so much now. In fact, I think this is it. Yes, this is the part that's medieval. Sorry, it wasn't back there, it was here, because that's where my brother is pointing, that if I walked directly through those trees there and carried on walking, it would bring me to the mansion house. So this section of woodland is actually medieval. There's some really old oak trees and stuff in this section too. I mean, look at these like birch trees, the silver birch. It's just so nice. And the dogs enjoy it. I love ferns as well. I want to get some ferns. Obviously I wouldn't go taking cuttings from here or anything, but I want to get some ferns for my garden, because I like ferns. I just think they're nice, and just reminds me of going for walks in the woods. When we used to go with my dad, he'd have us trailing through all sorts of stuff, jumping ditches, and I'd be panicking on one side of the ditch saying, I can't do it. And he'd say, just jump, I'll catch you. Which he did, but it was still like the panic of jumping over a ditch. I mean, we'd be in thick woodland sometimes where you couldn't see the light through because the trees were so dense. But this area is more opened up, obviously, here. And there used to be a nature study centre in what used to be the old stables, where that used to get taken on school trips and stuff. My brother and I were talking about that. Yeah, this is definitely the older section of the woods. And you just imagine how many people have walked through here. If this section of woods is medieval, imagine how many people have walked through. It's so cool. I love it. But and hopefully, like I say, do another walk tonight. But I might do a bit more filming for you guys if you'd like me to, on my own, going through woods, because what I will do is go to Black Park as well as this park, Langley Park, because it's different. They're both different. This park tends to be quieter, not so many people, and especially at this time that we went, look at this huge oak tree that's coming up. Look at this, guys. You can see faces in these, in the round bits. If you look, I could see faces in both of them. And I was saying to my brother, look at this, I can see faces in these. He always laughs at me, but you can. I mean, look at it. It's like an old wrinkled person. I just love trees though. I could stand there with my arms round that tree. See, and he's pointing out there how old that one is. Look at it. Amazing, isn't it? Just amazing how old these trees are. And imagine what they've seen through their time here. See, that looks like two eyes and almost like a nose on there. But just imagine what these trees have seen. If you could see everything they've seen, especially if it went from medieval times. But then I don't know, those trees are probably not from then. I don't know though, they look pretty old. But you can't tell unless you can see the rings and that in trees, or unless they do that thing where they take a little bit of wood out. What is it called? Dendrochronology or something. I've probably got that totally wrong. But yeah, it was a lovely walk in the woods with my brother and dogs. And yes, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.